Hey everyone, Ice here. Welcome back to FrostCast episode 9. I am here with AJ.
Hey.
Hello. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. It's a little late, but hey, it's getting up there eventually. What'd you do last week? Anything cool?
Last week,
Yeah.
made life decisions about staying in the Air Force or leaving the Air Force.
Has that been decided yet?
Nope.
Cool.
It's a game time decision for tomorrow morning. you know? So,
Walk in tomorrow, flip a coin kind of thing.
Yeah, roll a dice in the morning or.
Oh, yeah, throw it up to a dice roll.
Well,
you want like a fancy D20?
Yes. I thought about letting the twins just put them both on the ground and pick one's like active duty, one's guard, and let them race.
Ooh.
Whoever wins.
Oh,
let fate decide. You know what I mean?
That's actually fate.
That way, if it doesn't work out, I can blame them later on.
Oh,
and be like, idea. It was your fault.
Your fault. I hate my life.
Right. Yeah. Because that's what parents do.
Yeah, exactly. You do any modeling at all, or?
Well, I built some of the Orgoth battle box that came in.
We did get our Orgoth.
Yep. We got one box from local, and then the other box coming in from DGI should be here on Tuesday.
Sweet.
Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. Probably the day you're listening to this is when it should arrive, and then get those put together and slap some primer on them.
Yep, I got two army boxes, two starter boxes to prime, and my Dusk prime as well. Yep. It's gonna be a very busy week of priming. I'm Cador like we're almost done enough where I'm like, that's enough for now.
They look good, Maybe a little bit dirtier, but I mean, I think they're fine.
Yeah, I'm going for tabletop quality. It was kind of an experiment. Yep. I was testing Tamayo panel liner. For those who aren't familiar with it, that's like an enamel liner. It's meant for just pulling out lines on bolts and rivets and stuff. Does not work well on 3D prints. Let me freaking tell you.
Yeah.
Because panel liner is very thin. It's like a wash, but more extreme. It ran into every print line. Like it was oof. It's a Gundam thing where everything's injected. It's super smooth. It's like it's fine on Gundams, and like maybe on some of the just tanks that are mold injected, it'd probably be okay on, but not on 3D printed resin. My Cador were not exactly good either.
Yeah, I mean, we both talked about that now that we've seen the updated resin with your Dusk and then the Orgoth updated. I mean,
the new resin is definitely better.
Yeah. Privateer Press definitely needs to fork out the money and get that formula if they want to sell it, or start printing everything through them, in my opinion.
Or hire an R&D division to discover what they did.
Yeah, reverse engineer that resin formula.
There's still print lines. As you'll see in the video be going up after this, which will be the Orgoth unboxing. There's still some print lines on the new stuff, but it's not nearly as bad.
No, not even close to being bad. And you can definitely see when you open the battle box where your infantry is their like Privateer Press resin formula, and then the jacks and the caster, like there's a huge world of difference between them, especially having them in the same box. It's kind of like
polarizing.
Yeah, and it's a little off-putting. I'll be honest with you. After having the battle box, I was like, okay, early adopter, there's going to be some problems. They're working it out, cool. And to be fair, they have worked out a lot, and the models do look great. But when you compare the infantry in the battle box to like the jack and the caster, it's night and day.
Yeah.
And that kind of bothers me, but hopefully in the future when the trolls actually get here,
the whole thing will
be figured out. Hopefully.
That'd be interesting. I wonder what they're gonna do with the Dusk then, because the Dusk could all be on new resin.
Could be, but I think they're just doing
jacks
and casters with this new resin for now. Of course.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. I mean, maybe the Dusk is gonna change that when they get a bunch of feedback about like how good of a quality the resin is. Maybe they're gonna be willing to fork out the extra money with that license or whatever they're doing with that other company to be like, all right, either you guys print everything or you can sell us the formula and we'll do it.
Yeah, I think from like a outside business perspective, I feel like the formula is just easier because of shipping from Europe to States.
Yeah, there's definitely a price with that. But I mean, when you consider most companies get shipped in from like China, it's part of the price of doing business.
Okay,
so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know how much they're selling their formula for, or if they're even willing to sell their formula.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if they're not willing to formalize it, but they do have enough printers to keep up production.
Yeah, well, it sounds like they do because they printed probably thousands and thousands of, and they're about to be done with Kador.
Yeah.
So
The only thing I have a problem with the new resin, and it's not like that big of a problem, but it definitely does leave with more cleanup.
yes.
The because there's on the prints there are much more supports,
Mm-hmm.
thus much more little dots.
Yep.
Um, which is just more cleanup time that you're gonna have to do. Which if you got a normal injection molded model, you're gonna have bold lines.
Yeah.
So it's like it's no different than just cleaning up a normal model, but it's like they are much more prevalent.
Yeah.
Stuff. But yeah. Then for me, what I finished a couple models. I worked on my golden girl.
Right.
You see the big giant feet and legs,
Yep.
or body.
That helped you sort it.
Yeah. Alphabetized.
Alphabetized.
Which is that pile of runners.
He has a what are you gonna call this? Like a
file. It's like a teach. Oh, so my mom's a teacher, and she gave me one of her old like plastic file bins that you could put like the little clips in, organize your stuff. It's like, oh, Jimmy threw whatever his last name is, all their cool files for the day. You bring that home and grade it. I put a runner in each one and alphabetized it.
Yeah, he's basically got like a filing cabinet for this entire Gundam model
Mm-hmm.
that is enormous.
Yeah, but it's actually the greatest thing.
Yeah.
For like kids like
Really?
this, it's needed. And I did some water slides on stream earlier this week. That turned out pretty good. Learned how to use water slides truly for the first time. Not just like GW's way of doing water slides, which was cut it out, throw some water on it, throw some water on the model. And
decal, whatever Tamio makes. Decal stuff.
What?
There's like a special decal stuff.
So they do that now?
Yeah.
Well, that's new. That was not. I'm talking like 5th edition when I did water slides for the first time.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, oh, how do you? I'm like, how do you do this? They're like, oh, you cut it out, put a gloss coat on the model, then you soak in water, use water on a brush to transfer it, and then put a gloss coat over it. That's it. That was before they had all like the fancy.
No, they got all kinds of fancy stuff now.
They
got a decal sealer, decal remover.
I mean, like this stuff that's like $5 a
that-
bottle
that
that'll
stuff.
last forever.
Yeah, that stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they just put their name on it and charge more.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
If anybody are you wondering what I use, it's Micro Soul, Micro Set. You can buy it off Galactic Toys, $5 a bottle.
Yep.
We did go to Atlantis this weekend.
We did.
That was a fun time.
Yeah, you played, and we brought a guy from my work, Kyle, who
Hi, Kyle.
never really plays. He plays D&D, but he's interested in like doing other things.
Mhm.
So he played a game of War Machine.
He enjoyed it.
He liked it. Yeah. He played with Jay, and then you played against a Legion guy, Robbie.
Yes.
I want to say Robbie.
I am terrible with names.
Pretty sure it's Robbie.
Robbie sounds about right. Robbie,
Yeah.
if you're listening and I'm saying you're not your name, please correct me in the comments.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. I definitely left the lane open, but otherwise, the list that I was given, which Jay and a Rhett player from the local area helped me out. Pretty good list.
Yeah, it was much better than what you played against me.
Yeah,
For sure.
and I think it had better synergies.
Yeah.
And then the more I read on it, the more I was like, okay, I kind of get how this works.
Yeah.
So they have some of the solos. I underread. Say.
Underread. Yeah.
Underread because like I didn't think some of the rules in the solos were good, and then I'm like, oh, those aren't bad.
Yeah.
But I also don't like Gone Guard, so I just didn't read them.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, rule of cool, right? You
Yeah,
didn't think
rule
they
of
were
cool.
They're big I just noticed you learned a lot in that game.
I did. I learned a lot in that game.
And that's what's important.
That is very important.
Yeah,
I'm going to Volcar.
Yeah, and the game wasn't a runaway either.
No.
Like it was basically down to if he didn't kill you, you were gonna kill him.
Yeah, I actually did pretty good damage. I had starting turn. I positioned myself pretty well first turn. Maybe should have positioned my jacks a little better, but then going into his turn, his third turn, was not a good. I left myself too open when I should have moved some pieces somewhere else. That was really it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I would have won that.
Yeah, I think so. You had a chance to win too because, he had some things go really right for him as in rolling. He needed an 11 to hit and then rolled a 12 and crit froze you.
Yeah, so like it came down to him killing my caster, who is Izzy, high defense, but then he crit froze her with Thagrosh, and I'm like, well, there's her only defense is her defense.
And then the game ended.
That was it. I just put my hand across the table and said, good game.
Yeah.
And we got some stuff to talk about later with Atlantis that I'm putting that in hot takes.
You gonna put that in hot takes?
That is a hot take.
Okay. All right.
Because it's more than just Gundam that I have a problem.
You're pretty amped.
Yeah,
I'm pretty amped about that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
But other good news, we are now on Spotify and Apple.
All right.
I got approved by Apple.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. We were downloading iTunes and seeing my old iTunes library for the first time in 15 years.
Yeah?
I still have episodes of Zoids.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah, so if you listen to this on Spotify now, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, share with your people if they like Spotify podcasts. And if you think we're a decent podcast, I hope we are.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
We're just doing this for us. And the 20 people that listen that
probably 20 people who have listened have said they liked it.
Okay.
And that's what matters.
Good. But
now going into some Misk War Machine news.
Miscellaneous War Machine news. Is this where you want to talk about the roadmap?
Yes.
Or is it okay? So new roadmap for 2023.
More updated.
Obviously, everything got pushed a little bit. I think they're gonna hit most of these.
I think they are too.
I think we are gonna see I think we're at least gonna see the Orgoth, Khador, and Signar stuff. I have high confidence that the Dusk will arrive on time, and if the Dusk arrives on time, then I have complete confidence that the Trolls and the other, what is it? What are they called? They're not Hordes armies. Hordes armies, but they're warlock-led army.
Yes.
I have high if Dusk hits the mark, I have 100% confidence that they have worked out all of their kinks, barring a tsunami hitting the West Coast. Or West Coast, because, they're in Seattle. So, and then for everyone that's trying to still play the Unlimited, it looks like they've got, most of the stuff will be out. And then we've got our buddy John riding the narrative campaign.
Yes, sir.
So that's exciting to see. We actually need to go out to World's Best and pick his brain.
Should.
Yeah. So in 2 weeks, we'll go to World's Best.
That works. Are they doing it every Saturday now?
No, I think they're still doing it every other Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing D&D one Saturday and then games the next Saturday.
I did have a question about this. I didn't know there's an app subscription.
Yes.
What does that entail?
So, obviously, from what I remember, I'm gonna buy it no matter how much it is.
That's fair.
But I think it's like $5 a month.
Okay.
It gives you unlimited cloud storage
For your army list?
for your army list.
Okay.
Gives you sharing, and it gives you basically they're gonna start with the narrative campaigns, and they're gonna release like little like lore things on there, like hey, what's going on with your dinosaur riders that you're so excited about, or what's going on with Kane and him taking over
The Menoth.
The Menoth, yeah.
The thing you're thinking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's where you're gonna get like a lot of your. They used to have like a No Quarter, which is like the White Dwarf magazine. Okay. It's gonna go all online, and for $5 a month, you're gonna get access to that. And I think Matt Wilson talked about that on a podcast on the Primecast. He was saying, I think it's every 2 weeks or every week they're gonna drop something on there for the $5. So if you're into the lore, if you're into that stuff, it's probably worth picking up.
Yeah.
If you want to slam models on the table, probably not as worth it to you. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But I'm gonna get it just because I want all the juicy narrative campaigns and
so that's how they're gonna push the narrative campaign.
I think so. Yeah, they might release PDFs also, but like a lot of that stuff like is gonna be released.
It'd be cool to see it integrated onto the app.
Yeah.
Or how it integrates with the desktop app that's coming.
Yeah.
I think that'll also be a lot of fun.
I think so too. Yeah, and easier to read than just reading stuff on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the roadmap. I'm excited. I hope we get to go to Gen Con because that's one of the big conventions.
When is that? August?
Right? August-ish usually. Let's see, when is it? Changes. It's usually in August though. Let's see. We're doing it live.
Oh, as always.
Yeah. So it's gonna be August 3rd through the 6th in Indiana.
I do want to go to Dragon Con, which is Labor Day weekend. That's a month separated.
Whoa.
No, Labor Day is September.
You're not gonna go to Nova then?
Dragon Con's kind of cool.
Dragon Con is cool.
Yeah.
I've been to a few Dragon Cons. There's been less and less gaming at Dragon Con, and that's kind of what I go for. Mm-hmm. So
I was gonna go for more of just the anime stuff.
And no.
The rest of it. So.
Yeah, definitely. If you're in that area, which we're relatively close, what are we like 8-9 hours from Atlanta? Yeah.
I got friends there who can stay.
Yeah.
It'll be a whole thing.
It's enjoyable. I like the convention. mention, but I think I'm gonna go to Nova this year because as of this moment,
Okay.
I have a coin.
That's
That's right. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
I
yeah,
guess if I ended up with a coin, I guess I got a plan.
or you could just give it to me, and then you're like, I'm gonna go to Dragon Con. Here you go. But yeah, Jay was gracious enough to give me the coin first, since I have a painted Orgoth army. Well, 3 painted Orgoth models. And
You
he's
had
like,
a painted Orgoth army as of a week ago.
yeah. But he has challenged me to next week, so we are gonna play our first official game for the coin. Hopefully at Atlantis next Sunday.
Maybe I'll bring my setup.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah,
just throw it up live. Like
Let's
no
do it.
editing, nothing crazy.
Yeah, see what happens. Stream it. Who knows?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then I guess I don't know if we'll go to Nova. I guess it depends on how well I do with Boker and how.
Yeah. I mean, that's a what 8 months
got
away,
plenty
so
of
you got
time.
plenty of time to figure it out. And I mean, go whichever one makes you the happiest. I mean, if you really want to go to Dragon Con, go to Dragon Con, because I mean, I've been, and every time I go to Dragon Con, I've had a blast.
Yeah.
Even if there's not any like War Machine or,
So I think
or
one of
Magic.
my greatest stories from Dragon Con. We went with some friends who were like artists,
Mhm.
and then we went to the mini painting thing, and they were doing D&D meetings. I was like, cool, I'll paint something real quick, and I painted it up real fast, and they're like, that's amazing, you can paint. They had no idea that I was even artistic at all. And these people's jobs are like art, like they worked for Cartoon Network at the time. So like that was their high horse. They're like, I'm really good at art.
Mm-hmm.
And then I painted that in like 5 minutes, and they're like, what?
What?
They just thought of me as like some jock
Yeah.
who played video games.
Yeah.
And then
What
I
a
painted. They're like,
loser.
and they're like, they felt kind of bad. They were like, oh, my pride took a hit.
Yeah.
That was my fun. That was hilarious.
And plus the what is it, the costumes were great.
We were gonna cosplay
at Dragon Con. Yeah, that's always a good time. Yeah, if you're into that, definitely Dragon Con.
The wife wants to do Guts in Sailor Moon.
Okay.
Sailor Guts.
Sailor Guts.
Yeah.
All right.
So she's gonna 3D print the armor and do that whole thing.
Nice.
I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm probably if I get big enough traps, I'll be Zoro.
Okay. Carry around a dragon fruit.
Yeah. Dragon fruit.
Or what is it?
Devil fruit.
Devil fruit. Whatever.
Even though Zoro doesn't have a devil fruit, it's okay.
Maybe he stole them. I don't know. I've never watched one.
Good. Carter's caught up.
Okay. I don't have a year to catch up, so.
He did it in like months.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Because all the kids he has.
Yeah, he has 2 dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. We got the update. A couple nerfs. Borka took a big hit. Kind of sad. Well, he took a medium hit, I'd say. Yeah, he went from being like top tier, S tier caster to knock back down probably to middle tier. Which kind of sucks for trolls. And we always get that kind of like, we're always the whipping boy where if something gets really good, they're like, oh, whoa, back up. Trolls can't be good for some reason.
I was like Titans in Destiny.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all my Destiny people out there, Titans always, like the one, if you were ever strong, it's like within a few months, nerf.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we went, because like, with the new trolls, and we had Kogrima, which was always good. She's a great scenario caster, has a great kit.
She's the slow down time one.
She's the one that pushes you, you lose flying, all
Yeah.
that stuff, and she's got like a bunch of frost spells, so she's really good at assassination. Got a great kit. And then you had Borka, which was a beater, and he was pretty good. And then they were like, nah, Borka's too good. And it was like, man, now we're back down to having like same way we were in Mark 3, really, where we had like one really good caster and the other ones were like B tier. And then basically he played Kogrima. But now Kogrima is our best caster again. and she's not, I'd say she's not at the power level she was at Mark 3, but she's still pretty good. So really you're going to be running like Kogrima, Borka, probably just going to be. So we're back into Mark 3 territory with rolls.
The Orgoth got a fun little buff with that ghost shot thing.
Yeah, and Horusk?
Yeah.
He got another spell, so that was nice. Which, and granted, he was kind of like the melee caster, so giving him like all your jacks to make a melee attack made sense. And plus, when building him, he had like a 2 spell rack and then 2 spells.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh man, this guy really needs like an extra spell. And so I think that was a fair like necessary change because it just felt right.
Yeah.
He felt a little off. Like he wasn't bad, but it just like always felt like something was missing when I was building lists where he only had 2 spells and then 2 rack. I was like, man, this guy really needs another spell just because one of his spells, the hammer, you're only going to cast one of his spells like once a game, if that. So,
what are you thinking caster wise for Orgoth? Like, go-to caster.
So I'll just be honest. I don't like the third caster. I don't like him.
That's the one that's coming.
The one that's coming, yeah. So I like Kishtar and I like Korosk, but I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't like Sabrith. He's Field Marshal Overtake. He's got Overtake. He's got Prowl, so he gets Stealth, and then he's got 2 Power Strength 14 weapons. But the problem I don't like him is I'm not in love with his feat. Like his feat is cast every spell without spending focus points, and that's nice. And he's got a huge rack. So
I bet he does.
Yeah. So he's got 6 spells.
It is a lot.
It is a lot, but I don't know
how pivotal is 6 spells going to be in a game?
It's gonna be like the turn where you're gonna try to win the game, just like every feat. But like you're gonna have to pick a lot of really like spells that line up well with each other, which you can.
Yeah.
But like Fog of War, like that's not gonna do much because you're gonna be casting it when you're all up in, everybody's real. Also, if you're using his feat, you're more than likely, unless you have a bunch of arc nodes, gonna have to be in range of some dangerous stuff to try to kill it. So I don't know.
And then going back to the light jack that you don't like, he's even less so.
Yeah, he's even less so. I mean, I don't think he's bad. He's not. I don't think he's for me, unless somebody comes up with a crazy list like S tier, and I just totally missed it. Yeah, but Kishtar and Horace are going to be my 2 casters. Cool. I think for now. Kishtar's feat is amazing, and I think she's going to go really well with like the shooty tyrants and maybe even the Tarask, because my biggest problem with the Tarask is Rat 5, but with her 2 additional dice on attack. So now you're pulling
things,
anything you want, and then you're slapping it 3 times with all your weapons.
Yeah, and that was the biggest critique we had earlier. Yeah, about it was like you're not hitting that pull reliably.
Right, and with the jacks you can always boost the attack, so you're gonna hit that harpoon.
You have that extra, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna hit that harpoon reliably. With the Tarask, you're like you walk up and you're like, I shoot Rat 5. I need like a 7 or 8, to hit average defense, and you're like, well, go. You know?
You think you're gonna get 2 of those now?
I think I just will. I don't think I'll ever play 2, but I think I just will get 2.
Yeah.
So, but I got to build that list for this weekend. I've already been theory crafting on some things. Not gonna go into it here because Jay's listening.
He does.
Jay's listening. He's waiting. But
did he say what he was playing? Probably right.
I think he's a Kador. Yeah. He asked me what he wanted me to play, and I was like, it doesn't matter, whatever you want to play, because I'm gonna put together Orgoth and some painted Orgoth just because it's the Orgoth coin, so it makes sense.
Gotta defend it with its own lamp.
Exactly. But he said he wants to go get the Kador coin, which is I guess in New Jersey, so he's gonna be making some trips if he doesn't get the coin here, or maybe he'll go up there and trade the coin with the Orgoth. I don't know how that works.
I don't know.
I think as long as you have a coin, doesn't matter what it is. But yeah,
we'll have to go up there at one point, bring some coins back down here.
Yeah, I know that area. We might have to go to Delaware, where that started, Altered Universe. It's only like, I want to say it's like 4 or 5 hours away, so it's like a day trip.
And their locals are pretty good too.
Yeah.
Like they post pictures in the Discord. Like 14 people show up.
Yeah.
So probably make a good road trip.
For sure. Yeah, we need to start. I wish we could combine the 2 groups, that we have, because we have like 5 people that play at World's Best.
Yeah.
Not counting us. And then I guess there's like 4 or 5 people that play at Atlantis.
There's like 6 or 7.
Okay, 6 or 7?
I'll look up, because they have like new people coming to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's like 6 or 7, including Jay.
Yeah, so if we could get like the whole group together, then we'd have like 12 to 16 people, really.
It's just that bridge.
Yeah,
or the tunnel.
Yeah, literally, there's a bridge between us.
Yeah, literally, it's like not fun to do that all the time.
No, it's not at all. Like I even hated doing it Sunday. It wasn't bad going, but then it's always coming back. And then we saw the traffic. Oh my god, it was bumper to bumper.
Bumper to bumper on just for no reason on a Sunday.
Was it like 3:30 on a Sunday? Yeah.
It was like, why is that?
Get out of here. But we'll see.
But anything else notable in the big annual update?
No, just like buffs and nerfs here and there. Nothing that was like holy crap, other than making me sad about Borka. But Infernal's got a bit of a nerf.
Yeah.
A couple of things went up. But other than that, not really.
One of the things I wanted to touch on with the app and Legion not being able to add, but
Oh yeah. You played
he was
Fag
like,
Rush.
I can't add. And he's like, you were like, really? And you
Yeah.
showed him Infernals with Osmo.
Yeah, you could just add a Desolator or
and
whatever.
Fag, when he takes damage, he summons a Lesser Demon or a Lesser Beast.
Yeah.
And he has to he was digging for the card. And, I was like, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something definitely needs to be sent to the feedback. Like, just Thagrosh needs to have that option.
Yeah.
It's probably just one of those other things when they were building the app. Just like, okay, Infernals need this, and then didn't even think
other
armies. I mean, how often does that come up? Like, other than Infernals, like Thagrosh?
I don't know anybody else who would.
I think there's anybody else that does it. Unless you want to count the, what is it, Siege? That makes the little light jacks, or half jacks? That's the only person I can think of that comes to mind. That adds jacks to
What about Grimkin when they swap out things?
They don't do that.
They don't. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the chick that turns into the beast.
Oh, Alice.
Yeah, but she's all on the same.
She's on the same card. Yeah. She actually comes with her secondary part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
can
probably just a small little one.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, definitely something to submit to feedback.
I guess we can go into predictions. So
go ahead.
I've been
I've
been hard on the dinosaur zoo.
Yes.
But we were talking about this with the Atlantis guys, and they're like, Legion makes sense. I'm like, the more I think about it, I'm like, you're right, because those models are archaic.
They are archaic, so they do need an update, and people love dragons.
Yep, and the lore fits with you guys. How you guys were saying
the lore fits because they haven't been around, so they've been doing something, right? They've been going whatever's been going on with them behind the scenes. They weren't really that involved in Oblivion, so something's up, like with Everblight, right? And he had a big fight. He was hurt.
Yeah,
treated for a while. We haven't heard from Legion really doing a lot of crazy stuff, so I think it's time for them to just basically come running out and just start laying waste, because they see the Orgoth coming in from one way, and they're like, okay, cool, we can attack the backside of the flank. Because Circle's a very popular army, and it's considered probably without a doubt one of the best armies in War Machine now. Mark III is always in the top tables. Mark II, it was always great, but I just think that Circle's been done enough, and people have enough of Circle already. Yeah, they played it for years. That I think Legion has kind of fallen off. Only one big guy plays it. He's been playing it forever.
Yeah.
JVM, and I think if they bring Legion out and the models look really cool, like they kind of do, they don't need to redesign them completely, but they just need to update them.
Yeah.
I think that would draw a lot of people into it. Because if you show people in Mark III all the armies, most of the people that I've seen are like, wow, Legion looks the coolest.
Yeah.
But they're so dated on the models.
Then you see the beasts look great.
Yeah.
The solos are where it hurts.
Yeah. Well, some even the beasts, because you get just...
I have that old Seraph downstairs.
Yeah.
That's even just drastically different than the one that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I was thinking about picking up some Legion on the sales that everybody was having.
Yep.
I just look at the models. I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah. And
it's hard for me to play, just like it is Dawnguard and Legion or Red. It's hard for me to play a model I don't like.
That's fair.
So, but some of the solos I have some of them downstairs, just the pewter. I'm like, where's the eyes?
Yeah.
This is a eye socket.
So the reason it's weird where they're going with this kind of roadmap, right? And with the lore, if you read some of the IKRPG lore, where a lot of the lore is kind of moving down towards the zoo area. But if you look at the armies that have been released and announced, so you have Orgoth invading. Who are they invading? Khador and then Signar are around, right? And then you have Dusk, which is also hanging out up in the north area because that's where they hung out, because Ios is up in the northeast.
Yeah.
Then you have these troll pirates. So that kind of leads you back down to the zoo area, but the troll pirates could be anywhere. You know what I mean? But then you still have most of the northern armies because you have Orgoth invading the north, Khador living in the north, Signar bordering the north, Dusk living in the north. So it just makes sense that Legion up
already in the north.
Yeah, up in the north, they come running out, start messing stuff up. That's the only thing I can think of. Other than that, completely new army. Completely new, like you're saying, zoo dinosaur riders.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park are gonna get sued by Universal.
Yeah.
You hear about that?
No.
I don't know if it was true or not. I did not look into it. Saw TikTok, millennial, very reading the title only. But apparently there was like this funny, maybe it's fake, but it's a funny fake thing. Universal's trying to sue Naruto because there was a dragon-like creature that looked like a velociraptor, and Universal claimed it had rights to a velociraptor because of Jurassic Park.
I don't think
that's real, but I thought that was
probably
hilarious.
not real.
I feel like it's funny to think about because it's like,
yeah. I mean, GW tried to own Space Marine and sue. Who they sue? They started to sue Blizzard, right?
Because of StarCraft.
Yeah, for StarCraft. Well, that's because StarCraft and Warcraft were supposed to be Warhammer and 40K. If you didn't know that, originally they had like a deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Blizzard and Games Workshop were actually going to make a game, and it was going to be like, that's where the orcs and humans, like, it was going to be like a Warhammer game.
Oh.
And they split. Why do you think the Zerg and the Tyranids are basically the same thing? Yeah. StarCraft was supposed to be like 40K RTS, but then things happened.
And Dawn of War 1 came out, and that's the only good Dawn of War.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Dawn of War 2.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dawn of War 2 and 3 don't.
But anyway, back to the zoo.
Yes.
I think it's going to be Legion or something we haven't seen before.
No. I think trying to, if you want to pull new players in, Zoo. If you want to pull back your old players, Legion. I think
it does. I think Legion does both.
Yeah.
And both work for both, I think. Dinosaurs are cool.
Yeah. Dinosaurs are cool, but I think like if you brought Legion back, you would bring back a lot of the people who are like, you get the new people because dragons, and you get the old people who are like, I don't know how I feel about it, and like especially the Hordes people who don't know how they feel about it because Hordes is in online. People feel very weird about the current update if they're a Hordes player. They feel like they're not getting a lot of stuff, but it is coming. If you dropped some dope-ass Legion models, it's a good people.
Yeah. I mean, everyone that's still hanging on to Mark 3 that way, though.
Yeah.
I mean, even the War Machine people. Not just Hordes.
Yeah.
You know? I think the Hordes people are just more vocal. You know what I mean about it?
And that's just because they don't have new models.
Right. And to be fair, some armies did get the shaft in, like, caster selection. Looking at Scorn, really.
Oof.
As far as, like, one of their casters I didn't even know existed.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah.
So they brought that forward?
Yeah, they brought that forward. I was like, who is this person? Never even heard of them. I guess I missed a whole, like, block of lore about them, so.
That kind of sums up all our big stuff.
Yeah.
Now we can go to my hot take.
Go ahead. Do your rant.
So,
I know you've been angry.
So, Atlantis Comics. Very nice people.
Nice lady.
Nice people. Jay's there, but this is no disrespect to Jay. I don't know the workers there. I don't know how they price things. But I went in there, going to look at the Gundam. Because they do carry Gundam, and they've had stuff before. And they're a little marked up normally. Like, a kit that's $20 might be 25 to 30. Not terrible. I will pay it if I really want it. Not a terrible markup. Totally understandable. 20%, kind of whatever. I walked in there, and I saw an MGX Unicorn, which
What is that?
That is a normally $250 model. Pretty big. Comes with LED kits. It's a pretty important kit. People do like it. It's a very well kit. It's been a little hard to find, but like it's not rare anymore because COVID kind of ended with the terms of like the shipping shortages. They're charging $499. I want $500 for a $250 kit, and like that is a gross markup that I think is like trying to target people who they clearly don't have a big Gundam community because they don't have a lot of Gundam stock. So I don't blame them for not. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they think it's more important than it is.
Maybe. I mean, they have to. Well, they have the internet, so it's not like they couldn't search for a price.
Why didn't look up on Amazon? It's
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like MSR. Is it MSRP for $500?
No, MSRP is $250.
Yeah.
So it's usually for 25,000 yen, which roughly converts to $250. So that's usually how it goes for like that. And then online, worse. Amazon's usually a pretty bad thing, but they're having it for $270 right now. I think that's what bothered me the most. I'm like, with Prime shipping and in 2 days.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's very, and my friends who in the gunpla community kind of agreed. It was kind of predatory in a way, which is a kind of hot take. But like, if you're gonna try to sell it to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, and they're like, "This is a really cool kit. It's a really rare kit," and that's straight up lying.
Yeah.
I've learned no Gundam's ever out of print. They still print stuff from the 80s. So charging a markup for an out of print kit that's not out of print, kind of rough.
Yeah.
And they do this with other stuff too, and I'm gonna go in on them a little bit. They do this for Nendroids as well. A little bit more rare, and I get it, but like a Nendroid, which is like those things, you can buy them 50 brand new. All of their Nendroids are like starting at like $80. And those are more rare. I will give them that. Those do deserve a little markup, but like ones that just released that are still common have a $50 markup from a $50 price tag. They're just capitalizing on people who don't know better. I as a consumer who knows better, hate that. Because I want these people to go to get it at a reasonable price, and especially for Gundam community. If you want to build a good community, you don't do markups. So they want to talk to me, and we can set up a Gunpla community. I'm happy to help them. I would love to do build days with people and get people if they want to. Because like the one that we do them now at Hobbytown, it's a really good community. Everyone comes and hangs out. They all build Gundams together. We watch anime. That's it. It's a cool little community. But if they want to do that, I'm happy to help. I'm also curious as to why they thought it was a good markup. And I know they got it in within the last week. I had pictures of their stock from the week.
They got it in this week.
Marked it at 500.
Marked it at 500. Weird.
Yeah.
I think they bought it for 250 and then thought that was like wholesale and then MSRP. Because wholesale is usually like anywhere between 40 and 60% off for retailers. So
if they bought it from like somebody who brought it in to sell it to them, if that's what is that what you mean, or do you mean like from the retailer?
From their distributor.
I don't think so. I don't think that would be.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
I don't know the back ends of like it's called Bluefin. They're the distributor, like the big one for the States. I think. I don't think they're. If they pay $250 for that, they overpaid.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is someone sold it to them and they paid $250, so they have to make a profit back.
Maybe.
But then, them as the business shouldn't have paid $250.
Right. And maybe that's because they don't know Gunpla.
Yeah, but they have a good resource right here. Happy to help.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
Yeah.
That is the end of my rant.
You sure?
I don't want it to be over, but there's nothing else I can say. It's just I don't like that business practice.
That's
I don't
fair.
like flippers, and that is 100% flipping. I'm okay with small markups. Always have been, because it's a want it now tax.
Yep.
That's what it is. But that was that pushed me over the edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's my end note. On a happier note, we'll go back to some Orgoth talk.
Orgoth talk.
So everyone knows candy red Orgoth, black trim, gold armor trim, and we're thinking about what colors do we want to do the siege.
So I had an idea.
Okay, here we go.
So I had an idea when we were talking about the car with the purple skin.
Yep.
Okay. Purple skin. What do you think about with the green that's coming from the glow? Do like little runes on the skin, so it looks like they're kind of infected with that green magic. And it doesn't have to be a lot, just maybe like one or two here and there. Just like that green. So the purple is like the backdrop and the green kind of flows through the weapons and through the skin.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe.
I also thought since I'm looking at the armor, it's the same armor.
Yeah.
I was thinking since they're entirely like different race, what if they just had different colored armor? Entirely separate, like kind of like the Tau and the crew.
I think that would clash too much.
And that's fine.
I think the Orgoth armor is one thing, but like the Tau and the crew are like the crew don't have armor.
Yeah.
You know?
The Vespids do though.
Yeah.
Vespids wear the same colored armor?
I'm doing it live.
Again, they do. I don't even think they make the Vespids anymore. Nope, that's still the same old model.
Yeah, so they're dead.
They did wear the same colored armor. Okay.
Yeah, they did wear the same.
They fell for the socialism bill.
Yeah. The greater good.
The greater good.
Yeah. So no, I think the armor should stay the same so that the armor flows. But like gray or purple, I think just a neutral color.
For everybody, we were looking for some feedback. Red armor that has black trim. What color like flesh goes well with that as like a different alien race? We were thinking purple. I think maybe a dark green, but I think it's gonna be too dark.
Yeah.
Or
gray.
Gray, like a chalky gray.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's her.
That's
our
a big
big question.
Yeah. That's really it.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Anything else you really wanted to cover?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Love building the Orgoth.
Orgoth.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Before, if you're all building your Orgoth, before you build them, make sure you plan out your arms. So, kind of made not a mistake, but I definitely won't make the same decision with the next ones. But a couple of them should have gone with different arms, and the way they're turned and the guns are facing is awkward now on a couple of them. Here, I'll show you. Also, the females have a different arm set than the males. Like, so this guy right here, I put this gun, the gun's facing this way, but he's looking that way. So I probably should have put.
Well, maybe he's turning to look that way. He just killed somebody that way. He's turning.
That's fair, but I probably should have done it like this guy's. He's looking the way the gun is.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, so just plan out. Like, I just started slapping them together.
Dry fit them and look at the head placement.
Well, yeah. That'll be my recommendation. Yep.
But otherwise, they were pretty simple to build.
Simple to build. Some of the sockets needed a bit of an extra either trimming or like a bit of digging with an X-Acto knife. But I'd say most of them fit perfectly together.
Yes,
without a doubt. Yeah, and the Witch Coven, one of their backpacks was a little awkward.
Snapped in a weird spot.
Well, not that one. The this one. So there's a big gap. Look, it looked like maybe either the backpack didn't finish printing, where there was an insert there, or what. But I couldn't fit it because if you know the one that I'm talking about, it lines up. So it lines up there, and it lines up right there with this little hook, or this little triangle, and it looked like either it was a misprint and it's missing part of the back piece there. But
so for everybody, it's the one with their hands above her head.
Yes.
And the ponytail that goes out to her right.
Yes. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
It does look like it missed something.
Yeah. But could be just be a misprint. We'll find out tomorrow or the next day
when we actually get the rest of them. So yeah. And I have a lot of priming to do. And I'm probably gonna burn through all my primer.
We can buy more.
Yeah. I might go through all of it.
But yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that sums up everything. Thank you guys for listening.
Yep.
Excuse my dark way to end the podcast. I hate to
listen. You felt strongly about it.
I did.
I
felt strongly about it, and I did. I think I got most of it out.
Good.
I can live with that.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
Good. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next time.